My name is Anna Davis. I am a personal chef in Springfield, Missouri, and owner of 365 Flavors. I'm going to be making a strawberry and honey seared duck, and I love duck. It's one of my absolute favorite meats to cook with. This particular dish, I made something similar to this for some friends for Valentine's Day. I've added some things, changed a few things, and come up with this particular dish. I'm going to be searing the duck with strawberries with some honey. I'll turn that on, cover it up, heat it up slowly, and that way it'll help the fat render out and get a very tender duck in the end. I'm going to salt and pepper the pan first. Put a little of the honey in there as well. Here's the honey. Just drizzle a little in there. And I'm going to put these skin side down, so that's with the fat facing down. Just like that. And some more honey. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of honey on top of this. So to just cook in at the beginning, give the duck a nice sweet flavor. Duck is usually very gamey, but since this is a domestic duck, it's not going to have quite that gamey taste. It's unique in its flavor. There's not really another type of meat that tastes exactly like it. So it's very fun to play around with all of the flavor that it has, and I love the fat that you get from cooking it this way. That flavor is what I love about duck. I'm gonna cover it. It's at a medium heat. All right, so I'm cooking it at a medium heat with the lid on, and I'm gonna keep a careful eye on it to make sure it doesn't get too hot in there. The whole point of this is doing it slowly, and that way that fat will come out and keep it very tender. All right, next I'm gonna start the water for boiling my carrots and turnip, and this is gonna be for the puree. Start with those. I'm going to put a little bit of salt in the water and start that boiling. The puree is going to have the carrots and turnip. It's going to have some coconut oil. It's also going to have a little bit of cardamom and lavender infused honey that is going with the carrot. I think it really complements it well. Gives it a fun, unique flavor. I also like the floral taste that you'll get from it and how it goes along well with the duck. I use a little tea bag, and you put the lavender flowers in there. I have done a lot of different things, like doing a chili one is fun. Doing rosemary, that's another favorite. Or thyme, and put it on a puff pastry with pears. And I'm gonna cut these up kind of small just to make sure that they cook fast. I also really love to puree turnip. It has a little bit of a spicy taste, an earthy taste. It's delicious in soups with mascarpone. That's one of my favorites to do. So you have the sweetness of the carrot, and then you have a little bit more of it does have sometimes a little hint of bitterness. So together, then you get that sweet and the bitter, earthy taste. So I'm gonna put these in here. We're just gonna let them boil. Might add one more carrot. I want this to be more carrot flavored. I just want a little bit of that turnip. If I just wanted more of that strong flavor, then I would do more of the turnip. We're gonna roast a couple carrots as well, so this is going to have the puree as well as some roasted carrots on the dish. That's something I like to try to do in all of my cooking. I like to use something more than just one way, You'll see that with the strawberries and the carrot and even the honey, many of the different ingredients that I use. I think ingredients have so much more in them and to them than just one particular use of it. And I like to find those, experiment with it, and figure out what possibly I can do with a normal ingredient. And check my duck cooking nicely. I'm going to even turn it down a little more. All right, I'm going to get these going. And these, if you notice, I didn't take the skins off. I like the end product, what it looks like. That's why I leave them. I'm even going to leave the tops on if I can. It's more for the look. Still looking good. It is going to get some strawberries and ginger and the little pearl onions. I love these things. They're a lot of fun to work with. Not fun to peel, but pearl onions are a little sweeter than a yellow onion, so that's one of the reasons I like to use them. I also like the size of them. They just look better on the plate. All right, so I'm gonna peel these. Okay, that's good enough. Flip the ends off and stick my onions in there. And also strawberries are gonna go too. I also love to use fruit in entrees. I think it adds a lot and gives it that sweetness or tanginess or tartness all together. All right, I'm gonna stick these in with, and I stick it through halfway. I don't stick it in right at the beginning because I want that duck to get its nice color first just by itself, but then this way it'll start incorporating that taste from the duck, and the strawberries will go in with the duck, and it's gonna make this glaze that we'll put on the top of it in the end. This. And then ginger. And I love ginger too, so whenever I can use it, I will. Add a little more honey. And then more salt. That's what they're like now. This is when I add some of that honey, the lavender infused honey. A little bit. There's going to be more on top later. Okay. A little bit of salt. And coconut oil goes in here as well. And the reason I like the flavor of coconut actually with the carrots. It's very subtle. Right. So in here is lavender infused honey, salt, coconut oil, and cardamom. And that's it. Okay. Duck leg. And I'm going to put a lot of this strawberry goodness and juice on top and all over it, because that's has the ginger, strawberries, some onions, garlic, duck should just fall apart. You don't even need a knife because it's so tender. That's what it did, so that's good. Kind of want to get a little of everything. It's good. I'm happy with it.